Do you want to be a pro? Do you want to be a professional? Before I start, remember this. We're all humans. Nobody's perfect. We are still and always learning. Movements. Initial actions. Questions you ask before the project starts. Things you do before the project starts. Like prep and the planning, the scout, whatever you do in your field, the thing that you do before you get on the job or start doing the job. Like finding, if you're a graphic designer, finding inspiration or the image or the style or some, all of these, so you're not figuring it out on the day or at the moment you start the project. Pivot. This is a very important thing because after you prep and you plan, a lot of the times you're stuck in your idea and the plan, the 1A plan that you have. It's not good to have a plan B, but it's also good to be able to pivot. And people that can't pivot very well, they have a lot of problems on set or in whatever job you do. Because say you have to do something at this location and then this location happens to be closed. You can't use the location anymore. You can't be upset. You can't be cussing. You can't be doing a lot of, a lot of things to mess up the energy on set. You have to sit with yourself, sit with the director, or whatever job you do, sit with the person and that's you're working with, or that's more in charge or more supervising of you, or yourself. If you're the only person, you can sit with and figure out what's another way to go about doing this. But you cannot get loud if you're working with a lot of people. You can't get upset and do all of these things. You can be irritated, but you have to be able to find another way fast and a good idea. Maybe a better idea, because sometimes when you pivot, you actually find better ideas. You get lucky accidents. So, pivoting. Self-management. This can come in many forms, like how do you show up to the project, to the job? For me, there's many ways I can show up. I have to show up on time first. That's the most important thing. When I show up on time, I have to make sure my hygiene is good, because you can show up on time and if your hygiene is not good, people are going to be smelling you the rest of the day, right? Also, now, what if you show up on time, your hygiene is good? Everybody looking at you, they go, oh, that guy. But then you're not good at your job or you don't do your job well. For example, you come, you're always maybe talking or wasting time, because talking doesn't mean you're wasting time. There's a lot of in-between times on sets. There's a lot of in-between times. But whatever job you do, the little time do you have, how do you use it? There's people that do all type of things with their time on set. But what do you do with your time on set? And, because you can't go to sleep. You cannot go to sleep. So what do you do? Do you pay attention, be in the moment? Do you look at what's happening around you and be present and catch things before things happen? So people will always remember, oh, that guy always remembering things and always catching things. That's something with me. I've gotten cussed out before for catching things that's not in my department. People telling me to stay in my lane because I'm catching things that's not in my department, but it's because I'm ever present. I'm always watching the frame. I'm always looking. I'm always paying attention for other people. You know what I mean? That's how I am. But I mean, the higher you get in certain job skills, is the less you have to worry about this. The usual what people say is, it's not my job. But manage yourself, carry yourself well, be on it. Don't let people ask you more than once. You know what I mean? If they ask you something and you can't do it at the moment, you tell them the reason why. You tell them, you're gonna have to give me a little more time because this is getting done and this affects this and so on. But you have to manage your time, yourself, and everything that you're doing properly so people bring you back or give you the job again. Assessment. So usually I assess myself after every project or anything that I do. I assess myself. If there's an issue, I say, what did I do to make this happen? What can I do to make this better next time? Sometimes it's not your fault, but you have to assess yourself, and then from yourself you move out into the project and start assessing the project. And what did you do? What did you do that you didn't like? What you did that you did like? You know, who you work with that they were giving you trouble, who you were working with that you think you can make better. You know, they may need a little brushing up, something. But you do these assessments because the next time you work, you will be extremely faster. You'll be more efficient. You'll know what to do. You'll know how to be better. Always assess. Always assess yourself and the project and everything else after the shoot. Always do it. It's very good. Maybe journal it. Journaling it will probably help. Hard work first. Hard work first means, let me give you an example. I remember one time I was editing something for a friend, and it was a YouTube channel, and it had to do with fighting. So I know usually he introduced himself. There's lower thirds. After the introduction, he introduced the actions, the fighting and stuff that comes up on the screen, or introducing the basics or whatever he's introducing or whatever he's doing. There's always these things that's going to be coming up on screen, and then there's music and there's all kind of things, you know what I mean, styles and stuff. I remember I was staying with my friend, and it took me a bit to set up all of those intros, outros, da 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 da. Even I went and I created a color profile that's already plugged in to the software, which was Premiere at the time. And when I did this, I set up everything. My friend was wondering, yo, why haven't you edited the thing yet? Why are you taking so long to edit? And I said to him, bro, I am setting up these things, so when I start editing these videos, I literally drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop. That was me doing the hard work first, the preparation first, before I get into the project. So I literally can drag and drop. I have a template, I have everything ready. When you have to start every project fresh over and over and over, that's a waste of time. It's a lot of waste of time. So that's my analogy. That's my example of doing everything, the hard things first, because you never want to do it when you actually start a project. Hence, the reason why you have assistant editors You have assistant colorists. You have assistant this, because they take care of all of the dirty work. So when the actual editor, colorist, or whatever you do come in and everything is prepared and conformed, you get straight to work and no time is wasted. 10,000 hours. Man, this has to do with your profession or anything else that you do that you make money at or you'd like to make money at. Be very good at your 10,000 hours so you could be ready at any time. I have always told people it's good to be good on the bench, because when you're good on the bench, anytime the coach call you, you're ready to run on and play. Because if you're not good on the bench and you run onto the field, you're gonna make more problems on your team. You're gonna be moving slower. You're gonna be making things take way longer than it should. You know what I mean? And create more problems. So practice, practice, practice. And as filmmakers, I'm a filmmaker or whatever else you may do, if you don't practice, obviously you're not gonna be better. You're not gonna get good how good you want. You know, when you look at these Instagram, because everything is on Instagram now. When you look at social media and you see these awesomeness that people are doing, you're gonna be like, fuck, how am I gonna do that? But if you practice, 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 and learn your instruments, you will get good. Communication. Do not try to be a better communicator with people that you want to help you, people that you want to work with, or people that you want to like you. Start off by being a good communicator with friends and family, because with them you will learn a lot of patience. On set or whatever you work, whatever job you work in, when you're there, you don't have time to learn these people. So it's good to learn other people that may have the same tendencies or the same behavior or the same things about them. So when you meet a person and you see how they are, you go, oh, I've dealt with this before. And I would know how to communicate with them. So start from the grassroots and move your way up. Do not try to be great communicators with the person you want a job from, and then you go home and you're cussing your woman or whoever or your parents. Don't do that. Learn proper communication all the way up the ladder. I may say it and it sounds easy, but I know it's not easy. But learn it.